In our exploration of the spiritual journey, the question arises, what is the most important thing to focus on? It's a profound inquiry that guides many seekers. Today we consider that authenticity might just be the cornerstone of any meaningful spiritual path. But what is authenticity in this context, and why is it so crucial? Authenticity in the spiritual journey refers to the pursuit of genuine self-expression and living in alignment with one's true self. This means shedding the layers of societal expectations, familial pressures, and our own conditioned responses to reveal the essence of who we truly are. It's about being honest with oneself, recognizing our desires, fears, and real ambitions. The importance of authenticity stems from its role in freeing us from the illusions and masks that we often wear. Each of us plays various roles based on the context we find ourselves in, be it as a parent, a professional, or a friend. While these roles are necessary for navigating everyday life, they can often become constraints that limit the expression of our true self. When you begin to ask yourself, who am I, really? You start a journey towards authentic living, which is the heart of spiritual growth. Think about the last time you felt you had to act in a way that wasn't true to your inner self. How did it make you feel? This dissonance is often the source of much spiritual discord and unhappiness. On the contrary, when our actions align with our true nature, there is harmony, peace, and a profound sense of rightness in our world. Let's delve deeper into why authenticity is essential. It allows for a genuine connection with others. Authenticity fosters deeper relationships built on trust and genuine understanding rather than superficial interactions. When you are true to yourself, you invite others to interact with your true self, not with a persona or a mask. This can lead to more meaningful and fulfilling relationships. Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound spiritual lessons. Moreover, authenticity is closely linked to freedom. It provides the freedom to make choices that are in harmony with your deepest values and convictions. This freedom is liberating and empowering, allowing you to craft a life that truly reflects who you are at your core, not what the world wants you to be. As we conclude this part of our discussion, consider this. How might your life change if you were to live fully and authentically every day? What would you start doing, and what would you stop doing? The transformative power of inner peace, cultivating the calm centerpiece of the spiritual journey. As we progress further into understanding the spiritual journey, we pivot our focus towards another vital element, the cultivation of inner peace. This aspect is not merely about the absence of conflict or disturbance, but rather about fostering a state of calmness and tranquility that resonates through all layers of our being. Inner peace is the quiet eye of the storm where the tumult of life's challenges can't disrupt the serene core of our spirit. Why is inner peace considered so fundamental on the spiritual path? It serves as the foundation from which clarity, wisdom, and compassion emerge. Without peace, our minds are like turbulent seas, tossed by the winds of external circumstances and internal conflicts. In such a state, it is exceedingly difficult to see clearly or connect deeply with our higher selves or with others. Inner peace begins with the understanding and acceptance of oneself. It involves embracing both our strengths and our vulnerabilities. Acceptance does not mean resignation, but rather acknowledging our present state without judgment. This attitude allows us to move forward in our spiritual journey without being overly critical or punishing ourselves for our perceived shortcomings. Moreover, cultivating inner peace involves learning to manage our reactions to external events. Life will inevitably present challenges, but the key lies in our responses. Do we react impulsively with anger or frustration, or do we take a moment to center ourselves and choose a response that aligns with our deeper values? The ability to remain calm and composed in the face of adversity is a powerful tool for spiritual growth. To nurture inner peace, regular practices such as meditation, mindfulness, and deep breathing exercises are invaluable. Meditation, for instance, trains the mind to focus and settle. It allows us to take a step back from the chaos of our thoughts and emotions and find a peaceful space within. Mindfulness, on the other hand, enhances our awareness of the present moment, helping us engage with our current experience without over-identification with our thoughts or emotions. Another aspect of developing inner peace is the cultivation of detachment. This does not imply a lack of care or connection. Rather, detachment is about releasing the overbearing grip of attachments and desires. It's about learning to let life flow without trying to force outcomes or cling to past experiences. When we practice detachment, we open ourselves to experiencing life more fully, appreciating moments without the constant fear of loss or the relentless pursuit of gain. Furthermore, forgiveness plays a crucial role in achieving inner peace. Holding on to grudges and harboring resentment binds us to past pains and conflicts. Forgiveness is the act of releasing this bond, freeing ourselves from the chains of past hurts. It is one of the most liberating actions we can take on our spiritual path, allowing us to move forward with a lighter heart and a clearer mind. As we explore these practices, we begin to see their interconnections and how they contribute to a sustainable state of inner peace. Each practice enhances the others, creating a synergistic effect that deeply enriches our spiritual journey. Now, imagine a life where inner peace is your default state. How would this change your interactions with others? How would it influence your choices and actions in the world? As we wrap up this segment, we recognize that inner peace is not a static achievement but a quality that we cultivate continuously. It requires patience, persistence, and, most importantly, compassion towards oneself and others. Mastering the spiritual journey, the transformative power of self-discipline. As we journey deeper into the spiritual realm, let us now turn our attention to the transformative power of self-discipline. This facet of the spiritual journey is often overlooked, yet it is essential for achieving not just spiritual milestones, but also for fostering a life filled with purpose and intention. Self-discipline is the bridge that connects our spiritual aspirations with tangible reality, enabling us to manifest our deepest values and principles in our daily actions. Self-discipline on the spiritual path isn't about harsh restrictions or denying oneself joy. Rather, it's about aligning our actions with our higher purpose and values. It involves making choices that support our spiritual growth and refraining from those that detract from it. This kind of discipline ensures that our energies are not wasted but are invested in pursuits that enrich our souls and elevate our beings. Why is self-discipline so crucial in spirituality? It helps in maintaining consistency in practices like meditation, prayer, or other spiritual rituals. These practices are not just routines but are profound engagements that connect us with our inner selves and the universe. Without discipline, it's easy to falter on these practices, especially when the initial enthusiasm wanes or when faced with life's inevitable challenges. Moreover, self-discipline aids in the cultivation of virtues such as patience, perseverance, and temperance. These virtues are not just moral embellishments but are essential tools for navigating the spiritual path. For example, patience allows us to endure periods of seeming stagnation in our spiritual growth. trusting that every phase has its value. Perseverance helps us to continue our practices even when they seem fruitless, and temperance prevents us from extreme behaviors that can disrupt our spiritual equilibrium. The practice of self-discipline also extends to mind management. Our minds are often filled with a constant stream of thoughts, many of which can be negative or unnecessary. Through disciplined practices such as mindfulness and meditation, we learn to manage our thoughts better, reducing the impact of negative thinking and focusing more on constructive and uplifting thoughts. This management of the mind is not about suppression, but about understanding the nature of thoughts and learning to gently redirect them towards more positive and peaceful patterns. Self-discipline also involves the body. Our physical actions and habits significantly impact our spiritual state. Disciplines such as yoga, tai chi, or even simple daily exercises help in keeping the body healthy and the energy channels open. Similarly, mindful eating and sleeping are physical disciplines that have profound effects on our spiritual well-being. Consider for a moment how a small daily discipline, when practiced consistently, can lead to profound changes over time. Whether it's rising early to meditate, reading spiritual texts, or simply ensuring that we speak kindly to others, each disciplined action adds up to a significant transformation. As we contemplate the role of self-discipline, let us also acknowledge its challenges. It is not easy to maintain discipline, especially in a world full of distractions and instant gratifications. The key lies in setting small, achievable goals and gradually building upon them. It's also helpful to remember why we are undertaking these disciplines. Their ultimate purpose is not to constrict us, but to free us. They are the means through which we can achieve greater spiritual freedom and fulfillment. As we conclude this part of our discussion, reflect on the areas of your life where you might enhance your spiritual discipline. What small step can you take today that will help you align more closely with your spiritual goals? Embracing the infinite. The role of compassion in spiritual awakening. As we delve into the final aspect of our spiritual journey, we turn our focus to a powerful and transformative element: compassion. Compassion is not merely an emotional response, but a profound realization of the interconnectedness of all life. It is through compassion that we truly begin to break down the barriers of ego, allowing us to experience the world not as separate and isolated individuals, but as part of a greater whole. Compassion on the spiritual path is about seeing beyond the surface of individuals and situations to recognize the underlying unity that connects us all. It involves understanding and feeling the struggles, pain, and joy of others as if they were our own. This deep empathy moves us to act kindly and helpfully, not out of obligation, but from a genuine desire to alleviate suffering and enhance joy. Why is compassion so essential in spirituality? Firstly, it expands our consciousness. When we step out of our self-centered perspective to embrace the experiences of others, we grow in awareness and understanding. This expansion is not just towards other people. It includes all beings in the environment. Compassion makes us more sensitive to the life around us, deepening our connection with the natural world, which is often a reflection of our inner state. Furthermore, compassion purifies our hearts. It helps dissolve anger, jealousy, and pride, which are often the result of viewing others as separate or as competitors. By fostering compassion, we cultivate a loving and forgiving heart, which is crucial for personal peace and spiritual growth. The act of forgiveness, a key aspect of compassion, releases us from the bonds of past grievances, allowing us to move forward with a lighter and more open heart. Compassion also has a profound impact on our relationships. It fosters deeper connections built on genuine care and mutual respect. These relationships are not transactional, but are enriched with the joy of giving and sharing. They become sources of strength and inspiration on our spiritual path, rather than distractions or sources of conflict. Moreover, compassion leads to meaningful action. It is not passive sympathy, but an active engagement in alleviating suffering wherever we find it. This could be through charity, volunteering, or simply through small acts of kindness in our daily interactions. Each act of compassion sends ripples through the fabric of the universe, contributing to a collective elevation of consciousness. As we embrace compassion, it's important to remember that it begins with ourselves. Being compassionate towards oneself is often the hardest part. We must learn to forgive ourselves, accept our imperfections, and treat ourselves with kindness. Only then can we truly extend genuine compassion to others. The spiritual journey is ultimately about returning to our true nature, which is love and unity. Compassion is both the path and the expression of this true nature. It is through compassionate living that we express our deepest spiritual truths and contribute to the healing and elevation of the world. In conclusion, as we reflect on the profound role of compassion in our spiritual journey, let us ask, how can we cultivate a more compassionate heart today? How can we serve as instruments of peace and healing in a world that so desperately needs it? Thank you for sharing this journey through the essential elements of spiritual growth. Each step we take with sincerity and commitment brings us closer to our true selves and deepens our connection with the infinite. Are you ready to live out these truths in your daily life? Let us step forward with courage, discipline, peace, and compassion.